So I pulled out the...
We make the strings louder.
So anyhow, today I am mobbing through Denver. I'm on my way to go look at some Supra parts. There's a kind of a ricey looking front bumper. It's like the Boombax or Bomax. I think it's Bomax style. It's basically like the same one that's on the Fast and Furious Supra, that crazy one with like the big old round fog light hole. Just gonna go look at that. The guy has some NA front calipers, as well as instead of like arrow catch hood latches, passenger door mirror, and that front bumper, and I think a few other parts too. He has a rear diff, NA diff, so I might end up picking that up. Kind of depends on how cheap it is, just to see, you know, just so I have a diff for the car. So if I wanted to, I could get her moving. The plan is to probably do like the TT with the limited, like the TT diff with the rear, you know, the big diff with the big axles and all that stuff, because eventually I'd like to get some power out of it. But for now, just to get her rolling and stuff with, you know, under its own power or whatever, that might be an option. So probably gonna pick that up. Didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. I you know, tried watching a movie, but watched the movie and then, you know, then you get on the internet and then you dick off and then you So here's kind of the horde I got. I got this Boomx bumper, Boomx style, a 98 tail light. I got a here. I also got some turn signals, a door mirror, a 96 tail light. So, and then whatever the hell those are. I think they go with the bumper, but I'm not exactly sure. So I pulled out the, you know, the JDM Rice Bomax Fast and Furious version 1 bumper, and I gave it a quick little hand wash, and then, you know, took off the original packaging off the edges, and kind of stuck it on there. So I was just kind of being a smartass, putting all the random shit that I had available for this. So I got the mirror for it. This thing definitely needs repainted. You know, it's been painted like I don't even know how many times. It's, you know, it's got multiple colors, but yeah, so I'm just kind of stuffing all the random stuff that I have laying around. These are some wheels I'm getting from a buddy of mine. They're like 19s. They're PIAA Racing, and they're like, I think they're actually a real two-piece, but anyhow, so they don't sit too bad on here. I don't have the rear one. The rear one has like a 4-inch lip on it, so I don't think those would be too bad, you know, at least for some kind of temporary wheels, but you know, definitely a little bit better than looking at it on here. I got the 98 and the 96 style taillights, and I don't know, everybody's all about the 98 style, but I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of liking the 96 style. I like that they're darker. This gunmetal, it just kind of looks a little different. So yeah, I kind of think on like a darker car, these might be okay, and on a lighter car, like a white or this side would look a little bit better. But I kind of stuffed the door panel on the inside just to see that it fits. Threw the mirror on it, threw that thing in it, and just kind of, you know, looking at it a little bit, trying to decide what I think of this bumper. It definitely needs some sort of a side skirt. I need to get some headlights in it and you know, actually kind of fasten stuff up properly. But that was just kind of a quick little test fit. It's zip tied on there just so I could look at it. And yeah, I found the bumper basically kind of cheap on Craigslist, and you know, the same thing with the mirror and the tail lights, and that's why there's two different ones. And I figured I could kind of look at them. I got them cheap enough to where it doesn't really matter if they sit around and collect dust forever, but I figured it would kind of give me a little motivation, or make me feel like I actually own a Supra if it has taillights in it. So that's pretty cool. And then I'm looking at the interior, just like, holy shit, like I got myself a project. Like, you guys tell me that I have a project, but I mean, I'm the one who really has the project, so. All right, so we're getting ready to do the whole strip. Figured I'd let you guys see this thing. Now I can actually stand back. I don't have a bunch of bullshit in the way. You can see how rice that shit's gonna be. But yeah, definitely, if I'm gonna keep any sort of a like an aftermarket front bumper on here that's lower, it's definitely gonna need the whole, you know, side skirt equation, because that's just way too monster truck right there. All right, so we got the Supra up on the lift. Kind of just was looking at it and seeing what I got to deal with. So on these little rockers here, it's got a little bit of surface rust. None of that is really serious at all.
Big forklift in it.
Yeah, somebody drove. There's like a crease right there. You can see that premium crease. But then if you come over to this side, it doesn't have that crease. But for the most part, I mean, it's dirty, like underneath here. It looks like I guess one of the guys actually told me that there was a fire, so you could see like where this stuff looks like the undercoating underneath it looks like it caught on fire and kind of got hot. But yeah, so no diff, no axles. You can see the wheel bearings are all open and stuff. They make a, I'm not sure exactly what's making all that noise, but yeah, so for the most part, though, it's pretty clean, because I guess on a lot of these Supras, like right here, this rear crash bar will get rusty looking, and you can see there's only really like a little bit of like surface rust in the hull. So that's pretty clean. I'm assuming the subframe's like around here. You can see a little stuff around there, but nothing terrible, because that's normally where these things really like to rust. A few little things like that, little brackets. Show a little bit of rust on them, but overall it's not bad. Definitely got hot in there, but yeah, fuel filter, all that crap. Aluminum subframe. You can see up here somebody wrecked it and then welded on a crash support, so you can see the welds that they did. Yeah, the shitty welds. Yeah, lower control arms are, have a little bit of surface rust on them, which these things are non-serviceable. The ball joints, you can't replace them, so you pretty much have to replace the lower control arm. But I was probably gonna, see the condition of the ball joints, maybe have them blasted and have them powder coated, or just end up painting them. But oh yeah, and then this like little apron right here was replaced. You can see it's got like a Toyota sticker on it from where somebody bought it and then replaced it, and then they're like welded like all the holes shut. They were trying to do a delete on it, so they welded it, and you could just see all the sticks sticking off from the MIG. I mean, that's just pretty. So we got, as you guys seen, got pretty much everything stripped, or most of the stuff that's going to come off it at least. So the plan was to kind of have the engine bay sandblasted. I'm not sure, because as I was digging into it, I found a little bit of, you can see like some sand scratches right there, especially with that lighting. So basically this hole from like right here forward has been, basically that's a new piece. They cut that off and then cut this off and then welded, a new chunk on here. And then I think the bottom, like this was probably okay, or I don't know. It's hard to say. Nope, actually you can see it right there. How they drilled at the spot welds, welded it again, and then kind of grinded the top of it again. So essentially this corner right here has been replaced. I'm not sure if the strut tower has been or not. But yeah, so you can see a little bit of filler right there. Over here, You know, this needs to be replaced. I don't think this one's been replaced at all, because you can see like the way the spot welds and stuff are. Trying to get, there you go. Let's see up here how they haven't been like welded and reground. But so there's a couple of the holes. You know, that's not a fender hole. I think these are fender holes. But that have been, you know, like welded in, and then got the doors and everything off. So I was gonna go ahead, since there's some surface rust right in here, I'm just gonna have that blasted real quick. That'd be pretty, you know, just super simple to do that. On the inside, I thought there was actually more rust here, but if I kind of started looking at it, and it doesn't really look like there's much rust. It's just kind of that algae looking shit, and then a little right there, but I think that'll come up with just a screwdriver. But yeah, so I'm not sure if I'm actually going to have the interior of it blasted. I was just going to kind of have him just dust that a little bit, which I still might, I don't know. But yeah, the quarters over here, definitely going to have him hit that, get all that surface rust off of it. Get the back bumper off. Right here, have him do that to take all that that body filler out of there. David was kind of playing with this little dent right here. Trying to get an angle on it with my flashlight so you could see it, but so that's a hell of a lot less of a dent right there. He just was playing with it from the inside. But you can see right here, do all that stuff. But yeah, there's really not like any like rust under, like on it, you know, under, or pretty much underneath that. So you know, basically when I go to get that done or do that, I'll just hit it with like a Scotch-Brite or some 80 grit, and then hit it with maybe that bed liner stuff. You know, it just becomes more apparent every time I really start looking at this thing how much stuff it actually needs. And then you get on the internet and you start looking for parts, and then you can't find them. I do want to thank you guys though. There's been actually, you know, a lot of people that have reached out that have you know, they have parts laying around. They had a Supra a couple of years ago. You know, one guy, he's here in Colorado. He said, you know, he had one he parted out a couple of years ago, and has some interior parts. So that's pretty good. Anyhow, I really feel like there's like one of the ways to really get this whole like project going, or getting it complete is to be able to actually like find a complete car that's like wrecked, but it's like too wrecked to where I ain't gonna want to fix it. So I mean, it would almost have to have like the whole thing all the way around it would have to be pretty dicked in order for me to kind of want to pick up something like that and be willing to tear it apart and put it into this one. So that's kind of my issue. But you know, as I would want to fix them, because these damn things are worth too much, and they're expensive. So. But yeah, so went ahead and I yanked off the brake booster and the clutch slave, or the clutch master, and then in here I kind of cleaned this up a little bit more. I just grabbed just a little scrub brush and then the vacuum cleaner, and kind of hit all the little areas that looked like it was like built up rust, but basically it was just like dirt with like, you know, like rust dust on it. So yeah, all this, I don't know what the hell happened here. This is kind of weird in here. It's like there's like factory seam sealer on there, but it looks like somebody like blasted this or like pulled that off, and then I don't know what the hell they did. It's like bare metal right there though, like completely bare metal, and all the way up in here too. So I'm not sure. I don't know. One person commented and said that this used to be their old car, and that it you know, it caught fire or something like that, which kind of looked like it from underneath, but I mean, maybe it caught fire underneath there. You know, maybe it had like an engine fire or something. But definitely wrecked at one point, and then you know, then somebody was turning her into a race car. But yeah, so I don't think I'm gonna have that blasted. Just basically door jams, this jam right here, the rust spots on the outside, because when you blast stuff, especially with the process that they're using, it's kind of the, you know, a lot of people, they have like that hydroblasting where it's actually like water and sand in it, but this is just sand, and since it's moving across it so fast and so rapidly, it strips it so fast, it'll basically warp the panel. It'll just distort it all weird and shit. So this already has a little bit of distortion to it, But you know, maybe that's what I don't know. But anyhow, just gonna basically just get the filler out of there and the surface rust off it, and yeah, then we can start some body work on it. This little piece right here, there's like another piece that's supposed to go right here, as well as there's a little bracket or something, I'm assuming, that has to go. Well, I don't know. Maybe that's supposed to just go right there and then hook onto this other piece. So technically I need this other piece for that side and probably this piece for this side. Either that or just make my own little, you know, my own little metal thing, which that wouldn't be too hard to actually make right there. So I don't know. I'll see how long it would actually take to get that. And, you know, if I could get it, it's like 80 bucks or something. But yeah, then go around the whole engine bay, grind all this crap down, you know, all the holes that they filled. See if there's any other holes that I want to fill, and then basically just grind them all, kind of smooth them out a little bit with some filler, you know, little, you know, fill in the indentions and stuff, sand it, paint, you know, high build prime it, sand it again, paint it, and then I could kind of start putting stuff back together, you know, as far as engine bay and drivetrain and doing the rest of the body work. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go home for the night, and you know, I got the wheels and tires on it sitting on the ground and stuff too. But oh, and I went ahead and I pulled off some of this extra stuff up front, you know, and then there's like the hoses like that. I just went ahead and hit them with some tape, just so I don't have, you know, like the fuel line, and then the brake line's over there, and then here's the high pressure side for this. Put a little rubber cap on that so I don't get no sand in any of that crap. Camera around on yourself and tell them what's really going on.
Oh, I don't know what's really going on. No, I don't know.
David?
Well, it's not my project, so I don't need to tell them.
Yeah, it is. Look at your Instagram.
Oh yeah, it's
Look at your Instagram.
it's only the behind the
your project on Instagram.
it's the behind the scenes.
Not in real life.
The behind the scenes.
All right, so just got it all wiped down, kind of, you know, cleaned off some shit, blew out all the sand and dust in it, gave the rest of the car a little bit of a wipe down. So now it's, yeah, it's blasted, ready for body work. All right, yeah, so I think that's gonna end up doing it for this video. I pretty much, you know, I didn't get a whole lot done, but I got quite a bit done. It's crazy how much better the car actually looks, just seeing it without all the rust on it and, you know, the mismatched body panels. This looks like it's in primer, but that's just because of the sand and stuff they use. It kind of gives it a kind of a textured, like, flat gray. So it almost looks like it's in primer along that. But yeah, he said, you know, it heats up too much when you do that, so I'm gonna just have to hit that with the grinder. I'm gonna go ahead and finish deleting the antenna. I was thinking about if I'm gonna delete these or not. There's a guy locally here that has a Duraflex wide body kit for sale that's reasonably priced, and so I kind of thought about doing that for it, but I'm not really sure. I'm in between stock clean body or like the Duraflex thing, just because it mean, it seems like it looks all right. Basically, it's a TRD like knockoff, but you know, it actually mold in like the quarters, and you know, it has like decent side skirts and stuff. So I was probably gonna look at it. I might buy it, test fit it, and see if I like it, and then you know, if I do, I'll throw it on. If I don't, it'll sit around, or I'll try to sell it to somebody. But yeah, thank you guys for all tuning in for the Supra project. I think I almost doubled my subscriber base in like 2 weeks since the first video. First video is doing pretty good. But yeah, if I was gonna try and do at least one video at least every 2 weeks. So plan on every 2 weeks seeing at least one Supra video. The initial plan was going to be try to do a video a week, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get that much stuff done. I got a lot of other things I need to do too. We're closing in on November. I'm going to go out to SEMA, so I'm going to be gone for there. I was kind of thinking about going to Japan again. There's the option for that, so I haven't really decided. But nonetheless, if you guys are new to the channel, thanks for subscribing. I have like 330 or 360 other videos, you know, all ranging from the Datsun 510 over there, the S14, the 1J car that David's leading it against right there. Tons and tons of other videos. I built an Evo like, I think it was like last year around this time. And an Evo 9, I basically bought it in a bucket of parts and, you know, sourced a bunch of stuff, put it together. Ties S2000, that was a decent build. So be sure to check out those builds as well if you guys are, you know, bored and you want to watch something come together pretty quick. This Supra, this is going to be one of the builds. You know, I'm keep putting all the videos in a playlist, so you know, hopefully you guys, you know, eventually, if this is like years later, you guys could just be binge watching all this Supra build and go right to the end. But for now, yeah, thank all you guys that are currently watching and recently subscribed. So, but yeah, be sure to check out my other videos. Thanks for subscribing. I was gonna do some sort of a like a T-shirt, kind of like a project T-shirt to kind of help with the funds on this thing. And but yeah, I think that's it for now. So thanks.
Don't dog the boys.
What'd you say, David?
Don't dog the boys.
Never dog the boys.
No, it says it's don't dog the boys.
No, it's never dog the
I
boys.
just fucking looked it up.
Motherfucker, no.
Look.
Never dog the boys.